Okay, I chose vaccinations because personally, I believe that vaccinations can help prevent so many diseases. And in the news lately, there's been a lot of stories about vaccines. Like, there's the huge measles outbreak, which that disease can be prevented through vaccination. So I think that this was just a really important topic for me to talk about. So I started with some common beliefs and myths regarding vaccines. So here are the 3 most common myths that I've heard about vaccines and that I researched. So first, that vaccines cause the disease they're supposed to prevent. The next most popular myth about vaccines is that vaccines cause autism. And lastly, a lot of people believe that there are other methods of preventing disease that are better than vaccinations and more efficient, such as washing your hands, having better personal hygiene, etc. So then I ended with the facts about those 3 myths. So first, vaccines can cause symptoms similar to what disease the vaccine was for, obviously because your body is injected with a strand of the disease, so it's making antibodies and figuring out how to fight the disease. But vaccines do not cause the disease that they're preventing. In fact, there was only one time that a vaccine was recorded to cause a disease, and that was in the 1900s, and that vaccine isn't even used in the United States anymore. Next, there is absolutely no correlation between autism and vaccinations. This belief originated when a British doctor published a connection between vaccines and autism. However, he made up the studies, and many times since he published his findings, people have tried to recreate his studies. However, there has been no study that can recreate his findings of the correlation between vaccinations and autism. And he actually posted a retraction of his findings because he lied about finding correlation between vaccinations and autism, and he since lost his license because of that false study. And lastly, sanitation methods like washing your hands and having better personal hygiene and not sharing personal belongings, those all help reduce the chances of disease, but they cannot prevent the disease alone. They can help on top of the vaccinations, but without vaccinations, there's just no way to guarantee prevention of the disease. For example, in June of 2018, as of June of 2018, 172 children died from the flu, and 80% of them were unvaccinated, which is a huge amount, and it's just astounding to me because the flu is very easily controlled and contained with a vaccination. But without the vaccine, it can be deadly, most often to children and the elderly and pregnant women. And without the vaccination, there's so many people at risk, and it's amazing to me how many people don't get the vaccine when it's offered in so many places like CVS, Target. You don't even have to go to the actual doctor's office to get it. I just think vaccines are really important, and they have been getting more news coverage lately as more people are getting sick with diseases that shouldn't have an outbreak, like the measles outbreak. So that's why I chose this topic. So lastly, my question for the class is, has a story about a vaccination ever influenced your decision on getting yourself or maybe even your kids a vaccination? And my sources.